What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Chook Chat here on the Sydney Roosters Diehards, where we go through the biggest talking points from the Roosters from the week it was. Hainsey here. Pleasure to have you guys back here as per usual. We've got a new guest on tonight. We go through all the Roosters content creators that we can find. We had League on in our first episode, but our second episode, we've got the great Norman from Sportshed TV with us. Norman, thanks for coming on, mate. Welcome to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and welcome to Chook Chat.
Thank you, Hainsey. Love to be here. Chook Chat, what a great name. Following up from Leaguey, a bit of a difficult task, but as a diehard Roosters fan myself, it's a challenge that I'd love to have, and hopefully I put in a good shift, mate.
Yeah, mate. We've been obviously had discussions about the Roosters a few times on my personal channel, and obviously very popular within the Roosters community. Obviously, your content itself is a joint content with obviously Josh and Adrian from Sportshed. But obviously, you are a Roosters fan. If is maybe some that don't know, but Norman is a diehard Roosters fan. But maybe give us a little bit of a backstory on the Roosters, mate, because obviously, there's three of you. One's a Bulldogs fan. Adrian's also a Manly fan, and you're a Roosters fan. So it gives a bit of a backstory with the Roosters.
Yeah,
mate.
Fair enough. No, I'll touch on the page first. Like, Sportshed TV, us three, all supporting different clubs. We don't really push too much club content. So, a lot of people wouldn't know that I'm a diehard Roosters fan, but much, people like yourself, though, you would really understand when you see me at all the home games, carrying on the way I do. But we don't really show it much on the pages because our pages is a lot of community work and obviously the charity match and whatnot. So we don't really get to push down that avenue. But maybe something we will do in the new year. But for myself personally, I just, been a Roosters fan my whole life. Grew up just following my dad's team. I guess my dad got me into footy. He's not, into footy as much as I am, or just as much in general these days. But I just followed my dad's team. Had a Roosters jersey from a young age, and Roosters team birthday parties and birthday cakes and whatnot. Always had a Roosters lunchbox and pencil case at school. Just all those sorts of things. All my mates at school, we all supported different footy teams, and were just decked out with lunchboxes, pencil case, and merch and everything. So it was all good fun growing up. And then as I grew older, I guess, into my teens and then early 20s now, the love for the game and the club hasn't stopped. I've been a member since 2013. Just absolutely love it. But yeah, just got into it through my dad. Just followed my dad's team, and my brother's a Dogs fan. He followed my mum's team, and it's just always been like that. But no, I wouldn't change a thing. I've been lucky enough to go to most home games and 3 grand finals for 3 victories. So got a good track record. Hoping for another one in 2026.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Like, obviously a lot of talking points about us next year, but we got a lot to look forward to going into the 2026 season, which we might touch on a little 100%. Bit on throughout the episode tonight. But obviously, I think the main talking point out of this week is our new apparel partner, Adidas, and our first look at our home jersey for 2026, and a little bit of leaks of our training and pretty much the entire. Not all of it, but some of the Adidas range. Norman, now you've been involved in an Adidas launch before with the New South Wales Blues last year. But yeah, I just want to give your thoughts on the excitement of our new apparel partner. And I think as every Roosters fan would be cheering about showing the back door to Castore. What are your thoughts on
More than happy to show the back door to Castore with all due respect. I think ISC is probably the best apparel partner we've had in my 24 years of being alive. But yeah, happy to show them the back door. And it was nothing super creative, and the quality wasn't that good. I mean, I got a few items I put in the wash 2 or 3 times, and they're just average. Some of them have lost color. Some of them the threading has gone. And I put an email to the club, I think, after the first couple of years, just being like, hey, look, I've had this issue. I'm not asking for a refund or anything, but just wondering if anyone else had the same issue. Like, it's just not good quality. And they reached out saying, a few people have said the same thing and whatnot, and they're working on it. They just weren't quality. So happy to show the back door to them, with all due respect. But Adidas, that's massive. Like, I think if you ask 90% of people on this earth, name 2 sporting apparel brands, I think Nike and Adidas are the first 2 said. Out of I reckon if you ask 9 people out of 10, that's probably the response. Now, there's a lot of room for development and growth with Adidas, I feel, only because there's no one else in the NRL who've got Adidas as their apparel partner. So I feel like they've got full reign to make it so creative, and all all the lights are on them. You know what I mean? It's going to be full on. And I think where Adidas can really shine is the 3 stripes and obviously where the tricolors. And I know the Roosters admin has had a bit of play around on words there. So it's going to be really, really interesting. I want to see like some training kit where we go for like an alternate color, like maybe let's say we have like an all black training kit and then our red, white, and blue is 3 stripes or something like that. Like, you know, Penrith have their black jersey and they got the colors across. Like something like that could be cool. Or something just incorporating the red, white, and blue, and maybe our training kit would be like a lighter blue, like this year's training kit was, or last year's. So I feel like there's so much like cool shit to happen. Like that's the honest truth. When the leaks came out, when the rumors came out, I was kind of excited, and I was kind of worried at the same time. I was like, oh, I hope they don't butcher it, because like imagine getting some real cool Parapine and then it's like completely butchered. But I think it's awesome. I think what they've done so far, the new jersey looks sick. I think the media polo, having the 3 stripes down the shirt like that, like I've got a few Adidas polos like that. I think that's just so slick. And we'll just see what comes of it. If I have to be super critical, there's one thing I don't like. I don't like how we've got the Roosters logo, we've got the Adidas logo underneath it. I'd rather it beside it or somewhere up on the shoulder. That's one thing I'd say.
That's on the polo, yeah.
Yeah, on the polo, yeah. But apart from that, it's cool. I know a lot of people talking some smack online about having the 3 stripes and the 3 stripes down the shirt and the shorts, saying like that looks a bit funny. I think that actually looks quite cool. And then as a fan, if you're rocking it as merch, whether you're rocking the jersey or the shorts, it looks cool either way. You don't have to wear both together for it to still have a cool effect. And I think I'm going to see a lot of jealousy coming from other clubs. You know, we just signed Daly Cherry Evans, and we've got Adidas as a partner, and we've got Sam Walker going in fully fit into a preseason. I think a lot of fans are worried. Fans of other clubs, that is.
Yeah, definitely. We're setting the standard with quality there already. Like just seeing the trailer with Jasmine Strange in the retro jacket.
Oh, what a jacket!
A heritage like Adidas jersey, similar to what the New South Wales Blues had this year.
Yeah.
So you can see a little bit of what the range is going to look like, and that's only the beginning, right? We still got the away jersey to come out, which we've reported on here a few times that is going to be the 95 away. Heritage jerseys. We've got so much, so much potential with Adidas, and this is only the first year of a 4-year deal. So the sky's the limit, in my opinion, with Adidas. I do agree with the polo. Like, I love the stripes up on the shoulders, and obviously the Adidas can move. I'd love to see it move somewhere else, obviously behind the Roosters logo. Underneath it there, looks a little bit different, but I think that's the only critique from it. We saw a little bit of a leak, not leak, but we saw our first shots of the Roosters preseason in the gym this morning with, the training kit on, and very, very similar as well. I think it's one of our best training kits in a while, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That's with the stripes as well. And as well with our home jersey as well. Like, I like how, we got the stripes on the sides, but if we had them up to the shoulders here, like, it sort of mixes in with the traditional red, white, and tricolor V as well. So I love how we haven't touched that. We kept the traditional tricolor V up the top here, like you see on screen, and then obviously to the side as well. I love my training shorts. I love wearing my Roosters training shorts, and I think Gasol have done an okay job with the training shorts. I've been a fan of their training shorts, but with Adidas with the stripes as well, I'm just so excited for the whole range now.
I'm so pumped.
What are your thoughts though on the navy shorts? A lot of I wouldn't say mixed feelings, but definitely a discussion around it. Like, where do we suit it or we don't suit it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, I'm happy with it either way, but it's like with the DC stuff. I can see people who like it, some people don't like it. Like, it's a bit of a especially with our home design. It's obviously with a foundation club like ourselves. Traditional. We don't want to change things to our traditional original designs.
Yeah.
I remember the last time we've done a navy home shorts. Obviously, now we're in sync with the NRLW team, which is a really cool moment in the history of the club. But what are your thoughts on that, on the navy shorts?
I think it's cool. Like you touched on there, I think it's cool because we're in sync with the women's side. But what's cool as well is how quickly people's opinions will change. And I don't want to bring the Bulldogs into this because this is a Roosters page, but much like the Bulldogs' new logo, I personally think it's not that bad and it's going to grow on a lot of people. The same thing is going to happen with the navy shorts. It's a talking point now. People are like, well, what the hell's going on? Give it a couple of weeks. give it a couple big wins, and all of a sudden it's going like, you know what, they actually look sick. And I know the all white looks cool, like the O2 grand final that we had. Like we wore that in that awesome win against Melbourne where Mike scored a hat trick, that second half comeback, sick. And it's almost incomparable until it's not. It's the same color jersey, the same color bottoms. It's the same thing, white, navy. It's different because we haven't seen it before from the men's side, but just because it's different doesn't mean it's not going to work. It will grow on a lot of people. And for me personally, when I saw it, I was like, that's actually mad. Like, I didn't have a negative opinion straight off the bat. So I think it's going to grow on me even more, and it's already at such a high bar. So, no, I'm pumped.
Yeah, I agree. I reckon it's going to, it's going to, grow on people as well. Like, I'm already used to it. I think it helps that we've seen it with the NRLW side, that we've seen what it looks like. And even though it's different, style, but it's still, the same design kind of thing, home jersey, navy shorts as our home kit. So I think we can get used to it. And I think it's the same thing with any, logos, same thing with, our main sponsor, BYD. Like, obviously, I think a lot of Roosters fans are still torn that Steggles is no longer our major sponsor, but like, I think a lot of Roosters fans have just sort of accepted and grown in. BYD as our main sponsor.
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be torn for a long time. It's for most iconic sponsor for me, seeing so much success in that jersey. But BYD fits and it's working. We're moving along, and things are looking good. So no, keen for the season. Keen to see the kids out there on the field, and keen to grab a piece of merch myself. So all positives from me. 3 ticks from me, mate. 3 ticks for the 3 stripes.
Got my fingers crossed that the Roosters might send me out something. Just still got my fingers crossed.
I hope so.
I'm hoping, man. Look, 50% chance. It's either a yes or a no. So,
that's right.
But obviously, speaking about the launch now, we did mention at the start that you were involved in the Adidas launch with the New South Wales Blues with obviously Sportshed TV and other content creators over there. Are you like? Can you see any similarities to what they've done there with, the launch itself and the merch we've seen in there with the Blues launch? Are we going to see something different, a little bit similar? And do you reckon that the Roosters have nailed the launch perfectly?
I want to be careful with what I say here, because the Adidas launch for the Blues was a very successful event. It was a great night. I think that was done to say it was perfectly. I haven't seen a launch better than what I saw the Blues launch, a jersey launch. I think that was an incredible night. The way it was set up, the perfect venue for it, great food, great drinks, great atmosphere, and then boom, all of a sudden you see 2 players come up, full kit, everything around you. You can have a chat about it. It's the first time that the public are getting to see it. The newspapers are posting articles. We've got journos there, and we're there too amongst it. That was awesome. Like, that set the bar so high. Now, I don't think many clubs are going to get. I saw the Tigers got their fans involved and content creators. I should say content creators, not fans, because it was mainly content creators involved and then journos and whatnot. I don't think the Roosters are going to go down that path of inviting so many people from a content piece. I don't know. I don't think until the whole NRL moves towards that landscape of getting content creators out there and they see the importance of it, I don't think the Roosters will be one to set the trend in doing that. I think they just keep things very formal, private, exclusive, which isn't to say they don't care about content creators or we're irrelevant to them. That's not the alley I'm trying to go down. I just think they're very traditional in their promotional methods. Their releases, their press conferences and everything like that. It's all very calculated and very measured, much like how Robbo is and how the board is and how the club is, that I don't think, it wouldn't surprise me if in the next 5 years there isn't some sort of launch or major event where content creators are involved, but other clubs might have moved towards that way. It wouldn't surprise me if the Roosters lag behind on that. And that's nothing against the club. It's just the way their club is, and it's not going to change my love or passion for them. So I think the Adidas did a great job with that event, and maybe now that Adidas have done that with the Blues event, maybe like the marketing team from Adidas Australia would be like, hey, look, this is what we kind of want to achieve, and then it would force the Roosters to play their hand, and then we could see something like that. But unless Adidas make the move, I don't think Roosters are going to be the first to make the move. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think the way that I see what happened was obviously the trailer promo video that the Roosters did. I think it was in I think it was the Royal Paddington. They
Yeah.
did it. Where we were established anyway. I love that little promo shoot. I think the way that they launched it with Teddy in DC with the home jersey and that, I think they still had people there that had journos and had like exclusive, VIPs, which is fine. Like, I think Retro explained it to me very, very well, maybe a week or two ago. And he said, like, a club like the, because he's talking about the himself being a part of the Tigers launch. He said it to me perfectly. It was like the Roosters and the likes of Broncos and these big clubs, they don't need that exposure online, but the Tigers sort of do. Roosters are a big established club in Sydney, so they don't need that exposure from social media. They've already got that exposure. So I think that's how he summed it up pretty well for me, and sort of completely understand. So, I mean, as much as we love
a big factor.
Hey?
I was going to say, like, that's sorry, man, I'm just plugging in my laptop on chargers.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's definitely a big factor. The size and the magnitude of the club and how we don't really we're not going to adapt to changes as quick as other teams because we're more traditional in our ways as a club, and we already have such a huge established fan base and a way of doing things, and everything's been quite successful and everything's measured and calculated. But it wouldn't shock me that a side like the Tigers, who seems to be moving with the times a bit more, whether it's a good or bad thing, it doesn't surprise me that they're like the first to do it the way they did it. So I definitely get that.
Yeah, 100%. I do as well. And but I thought they did it. They did it pretty well. Obviously, the video was sick that the Roosters did with Adidas, and obviously, the little bit of a promo with the jersey itself. But I thought they did a really good job, and hopefully, obviously we've got some more on the way with the away still to come out. Still got a lot of the rest of the range to come out over the next couple of weeks or so. But really, really exciting times with Adidas. I think we've been on here a couple of times about it, and so I think it's been a really, really successful start. Obviously, a lot of tension around Adidas, and it's got the whole rugby league world talking. So, obviously, it's now time for both the club and Adidas to deliver on, the excitement, and it's passed with flying colours so far, and obviously we've still got more to come, which we're really excited for.
Yeah, no, I think you put it perfectly there. We're excited to see what's ahead. They're off to a great start, and let's see where this partnership goes.
Yep, we're really, really excited for it. Obviously, some other talking points throughout the week. I think the big talking point that's not involving jerseys and manufacturers and all that, obviously back on the field, is our captain, James Tedesco, re-signing for a further season, extending time with the club till 2027. Look, we all love Teddy. Is this the final contract he'll sign at the Sydney Roosters, or has he got another one in him for 2028? But for the meantime, he signed on for another 2 seasons. He absolutely deserved that contract extension. What are your thoughts, mate?
He definitely played for it. Was our best player, obviously the best player in the competition. Won the Dally M. Teddy, look, iconic player. Will go down as one of the greatest fullbacks of all time. There's an argument to be made, depending on how he finishes his career, whether he was the best fullback of all time or not. But definitely Roosters best Roosters fullback, and that's with all love and due respect to Minicello. I think Teddy's taken that number 1 spot. Like I said, it's touchy subject. It's hard for me. Growing up, Mini was my favorite player, but
me too, man.
We'll see. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. But I think it will be his last season if we win a comp across the next 2 years. If we don't win a comp and we're coming close, I can see him signing on for one more and pushing for a comp in 2028. But with the caliber of players we've got now and what we've built by debuting 8 players last year and having Walker out for half the year and still managing, and I know it wasn't really successful, and we got bounced out first week of the finals, but it's just what we built and how we played and how we changed our game during the season, that I feel like if we hit the ground running and things stick, I can see success coming, and I can see I would like to say a couple of premierships between now and 2030. That's what I think would be. I mean, the goal is obviously to win it every year, but that's what I can see realistically happening. Now, if we do win one by the end of 2027, or if we don't win 2026 and we win 2027, I can see him going out as a champion.
Yep.
But if we don't win either year, or if we win this year coming and not the next, I can see him playing on for one more to give us another crack. So I don't want to confidently say it's his last season. All things will be looking towards, like, yes, most likely, 80% most likely. But I think it just depends on the level of success that we achieve. Because if he's still playing footy like he's playing now, like, you're talking about a guy who potentially has 2 more years left in him, and he just won Dally M Player of the Year. Like, let that sink in. It's quite huge. So I think it is very much success dependent and how his body feels, because there'd be no pressure from the club. I highly doubt there'd be any pressure from the club to kick the captain out and the current Dally M Player of the season. So I'll put it down to how he feels and the success that comes with the Roosters. Would you agree, or would you feel like there's an extra point that I'm missing?
No, I agree with you, mate. Look, I like, how the Roosters, I don't think it's disrespectful in any way, but it's sort of cautious from the club. They don't want to really go, here's a 3-year extension, and then, Teddy, 2 years in, father time catches up to him, kind of thing. So I love how, they're doing, 1 year at a time, seeing, obviously communicating with the club captain and saying, hey, how are you feeling? You're up for 1 more year, kind of thing. So I'm liking where they're approaching it. Instead of going all in and saying, oh, yeah, 3 years, but I like how, just 1 year at a time, assessing every off season. How's he feeling? How's the body feeling? I think we've done the same thing with Tupou for the last couple of years as well. So it's always hard to, as much as how good Teddy is, he's probably go down as one of our best ever signings, one of our best ever players in the red, white, and blue. But, you got to start looking to the next step, And I remember in the late seasons of Minicello, we were transitioning Roger Tuivasa-Sheck into the fullback role with Minicello playing attacking on the wing.
Yeah.
So I think we can start seeing a little bit of the same idea on where the Roosters are going. Obviously, with, Teddy's identified. I can't even pronounce his name. I do apologise. But there is a young kid. He's identified. Obviously, we signed Cody Ramsey. So we've got obviously options in place long term.
There's options. Yeah,
sure. But for the meantime, I'm stoked that Teddy, he'll be at the club for a further 2 seasons, and if it is the last 2 seasons of his industrious career, I know 100% that he'll be guns to the metal, foot to the pedal, kind of thing, and leaving it, putting everything he's got and leaving it all out there for the club he loves.
110%. He doesn't have an off game. And on the slight chance that he plays average, he bounces back the next week and kills it. So that's been week in, week out, year in, year out. So no doubts there. Just proud that he's the captain of the club that I support. Great person off the field too. I've been lucky enough to do it. And just incredible. And then the love he has for his teammates, like as a leader, you like to see as a fan. It's like he actually cares and believes that the boys are going to go far, and he sees good things in them. Like, you want your leader doing that. You don't want him being on the fence about it. Like, he's genuinely confident. And if your captain doesn't have the confidence, then how's the team going to lift? So I'm glad our captain's got that. Makes supporting our club that bit easier.
Yeah, 100%. Like, especially, I think also to consider as well, like 2 years ago, he had, apparently, according to some people, he had his worst year yet.
His worst year.
Said all awful things about how he was playing and all that. And all of a sudden, ever since that, I'd say Origin series, ever since then, he's been the form player of the competition.
Yeah, 100%.
He came in with a whisker winning the Dally M last year. Again, another fullback of the year award. He's won 7 of the last 8 Jack Gibson medals, which is just ridiculous at a club like ours. Obviously won the Dally M this year, RLPA Player of the Year. Like the bounce back is just incredible, and we're so stoked to have a player like Teddy. And there's nothing more that I want to see in this playing group that Teddy is one of those players that stand like the line of Arthur Beats and Freddie Fittler, Minicello, boycott the Jake Friend, and lifting the Proven Summons trophy on grand final day. Teddy's deserved that 100%. Obviously, deserving means you don't always do it, but we're definitely, he deserves it more than anyone to lift the premiership as captain of a football club. So
yeah, I can't wait to see it. So, hoping
you're able to achieve that.
That's right. Nah, couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, it's also going to be a sad day seeing Teddy retire, but that's obviously not to worry about right now. That's another 2-3 years away. But I think the biggest, I wouldn't say biggest talking point. Obviously, we touched on about Angus Crichton going to rugby potentially. Quick thoughts on that?
Quick thoughts on that. I know we're running tight for time now, but just on that, I feel like we've given the important topics, quite lengthy discussions. I'm glad we're on the same page. It's always good, both diehard fans actually coming to an agreement on things. And I don't know where you're going to sit on this one, but I'll keep it short, sharp, and sweet from me. Angus has done his duty for his club. He's done it for his state, done it for his country. If he wants to bounce and go try something different, go ahead. We're not lacking in the forward department. Sure, he's a massive player, and like I said, he represents club, state, and country. And I know you got a bit more of a personal connection to him than I do, but I just love the way he goes about his business. I love whenever there's negative talk about him in the media, or he hasn't been performing that well. Does he deserve the Blues jersey, or he's been in and out of form, or look what happened to him when he went a bit crazy and had all those mental issues and whatnot. The way he's just been able to bounce back and the club supported him, I feel like he doesn't owe it to the club because he already has owed it and shown it through his actions. I feel like they're on a mutual level now where he can be quite transparent and open and be like, look, I'm going to bounce. So be it. You've done your service. Well done. It would be good to see him offered another premiership. I know he did win in that year in 2019 when he came with us. He wasn't there for 18. He won in 19. Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't be too cut if he leaves, and that's not to say he's not quality or he's not still good. He's still a great player, and I'm so grateful that he's running around in the red, white, and blue, and not any other color. But if he were to go, or if this were to be his last year, I feel like he's done his service, and he's definitely helped the young forwards come through, and he's won a comp with us, and he's played great games of footy. So it's no hard feelings sort of thing.
Yeah, look, I do agree with you. I know that's going to be obviously off subject there. Like you touched on how much I love Gus. Obviously we have a little bit of a personal connection in that, but I do agree with you though. Like he's done everything he wanted to achieve in rugby league. He's done everything he wanted to achieve with the Roosters. It's not like he is going to leave a hole, right? Because how good of a player he is, but we do have players in place to replace an Angus Crichton, and obviously with salary cap relief as well, space as well. We can upgrade the likes of Siwa Wong. I know you're high on Siwa. We can, obviously got the Butcher brothers.
And Foketi, man, I really think Celeste Foketi can slot into a back row position.
Yeah,
he's incredibly strong, and his footwork is severely underrated.
And then also opens the door for Hugo Savala as well. There's space for him as well.
There's space in the cap.
Yep, 100%. So, look, I want to see Gus stay. I want to see him stay as long as he wants at the Roosters. But, look, it's the same thing with Marky Mark. Like, it's a home World Cup. If you get it's tempting. It's really tempting. Look, I'm torn to see Marky Mark. I know you're torn about Marky Mark as well because obviously you're good mates with Matty Georges, who's good mates with Marky Mark. So, obviously, it's obviously more personal on your side than what I would be. But, like, it's the same thing. Like, if an opportunity, rugby background, Scots boy like Gus is, opportunity for a home World Cup. Like, who's gonna, who really has a right to complain about it? Like,
exactly right. But you know what makes things better, and that's the note I'm going to leave on. If we win the comp and they depart, it makes things a whole lot better. Yep.
And it's also a nice feeling that like they're loyal to the club. Like Marky Mark says, like I'm not going to sign for another NRL club. It's the Roosters or another sport. Same thing with Mark.
And look, we've heard that before with a lot of other players. I just hope it's true when it comes to us. So we'll see how it unfolds.
I know. I'm like I said. I think I said it on here before. Like I'm more confident in Marky Mark returning than I am with Suoliti and Manu. That's my point on it. And a Max Jorgensen wouldn't hurt it either.
Would be good. Scored a beauty on the weekend
as well. Look, I think that might wrap it up, mate. Obviously, off season, not a lot to talk about, but obviously a little bit of a key points there from the week it was. Thanks for coming on, mate. I really appreciate it. I know you got to bounce, got other things to do. So I do appreciate taking the time out of your busy schedule.
No, thanks for having me, mate. Pleasure to jump on Diehards. Mate, it's a good page you got going. I wish you all the best with it. I'm happy to jump on anytime. Shoot me a message. Just jumping off now to plan things for the charity match, which you'll be a part of, and I'm sure you'll put something on the Diehards closer to February when it does happen. But yeah, important things to plan. But I'm hoping for a great charity match. And look, I'm hoping you can bring a Roosters player or two down there to come support. So we'll
Yeah, well, hopefully. Last year we had Matty G.
We had Mark, and no one even knew Mark at the time.
I was going to try to get Gus down, but I'm really hoping that I can try and convince Dylan to upper play next year. That'd be
that would be sick. I'll speak to you off camera about that. But better jump in a meeting to get the jersey sorted. So stay out, all you diehard fans, Roosters diehard fans. Stay on the lookout for the jerseys because we're going to give a unique opportunity. You know what? I'll give you an exclusive, Hainsey, since I've had to cut the meeting a bit short for you. This year, we are going to get next year rather, given it's next February. We're going to give the opportunity for the community to actually create the design of the jerseys.
Ooh, so I like it.
That's why I've got an important meeting that I'm about to jump into just to see the logistics of it. But that's an exclusive. Whenever you post this, you post it. But
there we go. Sportshed TV exclusive here on the Sydney Roosters Diehards. There's Norman from Sportshed TV. Great to have him on here, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and give us a follow on the Sydney Roosters Diehards Instagram page. That is our second episode of Chook Chat with our Roosters content creators. Let me know who you guys want on next week in the Roosters content space to have a chat around the week that was around the Sydney Roosters. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys soon. See you guys soon for the latest edition of the news roundup in the next coming days or so. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, it's goodbye for now and up the Chooks.